Welcome to the Positive Sports Podcast. I'll be your host this evening, Ed Montana. Alongside me today, my brother from the same mother, Alex. How are you today?
Yes, we have the same mother.
Hence why we're brothers.
That's right. That's right. Just one a little more handsome than the other.
Well, that's a matter of opinion. It's a wrong opinion, but an opinion
It's
nonetheless.
facts, son. That's what Alex's army has been saying this whole time, actually. So, I mean, they've spoken, and that's it, man.
You lost your mind, as usual.
Yeah, you know. Man, it's been a tough Sunday, man. It's cloudy outside.
But before we get into things, you and I often talk about how many episodes we've done. This is episode 18.
Yeah.
And we always say the same thing. I can't believe we've done 17 episodes. And sometimes we say it like we can't believe we've done just 17. And sometimes we can't believe that we've done, holy crap, we've done this 17 times. That's a lot. Unfortunately, for the second time on this podcast, we have to address the mass shooting at a school. So I'm not going to say much about this other than to say my thoughts and prayers go out with the people of Santa Fe. It does hit a little close to home here, but really it feels no different than any other one. It's just tremendous sadness. And to think that we do this about once a week, and in the span of 17 weeks, we have to address this twice is really quite sad to me. I hope that people listening to this, look, we're going to laugh and we're going to joke and we're going to say some outlandish stuff and we're going to get on each other and blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, I hope that you are all entertained by what we do. And I hope that this 40 minutes, 50 minutes, an hour, however long we end up doing, I hope that this gives you some sense of relief from whatever you may be thinking about or however you are affected by these tragedies. It is really... I didn't know if I was going to address this today because I do kind of view the podcast as a sanctuary, but I felt like I had to. Please don't think that our laughing, our joking, and our efforts to entertain you, our fans, in any way diminishes our thoughts with the people of Santa Fe, the people of Parkland, the people of all these different tragedies that we hear about. Our heart goes out to all of you. And I hope and pray that for however long you listen to this podcast, we can entertain you for that period of time to get your mind off of that, to give you some sense of release from what's been going on. And I hope and pray that we never have to address this again.
Absolutely.
So,
Well,
with that being said,
let's get rolling, baby.
let's get rolling.
The NBA playoffs. The conference finals are here, right? This is what we've been waiting for. This was the juicy part of what we thought was going to be the playoffs. And I have to be honest with you, 2 games deep into the Western Conference Finals and 3 games deep into the Eastern Conference Finals, I am completely disappointed.
How can you be disappointed?
Because none of the games have been close. You don't know what you're going to get out of either of the 4 teams.
Yeah.
And I hate it. I have not enjoyed these games.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The series, I think, the series are going to be close. But the games in and of themselves have not. Now, I hope that changes as we get to game 3, 4, 5, 6, and certainly game 7.
But
right?
does that make it a good series?
No, you're right. I tend to agree with you. I don't think it's been a good series. But the fact that both teams, on both sides, the fact that both teams have been able to master the other side tells me that they've both been able to make adjustments. And at some point, those adjustments will even out. And I think we're going to get some very exciting Game 4, Game 5. Look, the game tonight between the Rockets and Warriors, I think is going to be a really good game. Because now, after Game 1, the narrative wasn't, and let's get right into the West. The narrative of Game 1 was, well, damn, the Rockets have no chance. Why did we play all of this?
Right.
The Warriors are obviously better than everybody else. Kevin Durant can't be guarded by Jesus Christ himself. Why are we playing this? Give him the trophy now. Right? That was the narrative.
Yep.
And the Rockets came back and said, not so fast, my friend. In Game 2, they made some adjustments defensively, And offensively, they've decided they're going to go at Steph Curry. And what we saw in game 2 is maybe Steph Curry's a bit compromised. Maybe physically he's not quite there, which I told you this way back when we started talking about this. The Rockets are a better team, not just because they've played better this season, but because I don't believe that the Warriors are 100%. And I think the Curry situation is a very real problem. Now, going back home, let's see if it shakes out that way, but it could be very, very interesting. I am focused on the game tonight. I can't wait to watch it.
Well, I definitely hope it's a game because I don't care if both series go 7 games and we have 14 blowouts, by 15 or more points. That doesn't amuse me at all. I do agree with Curry. I don't think Curry is 100% at all.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
That's a huge problem.
The good part is they're going to Golden State for games 3 and 4, so maybe. But either way, man, if he can't move around the way he normally does, he's just out there running circles sometimes. It's gonna be tough. But they have another playmaker that I don't care what they did game 2. They didn't have an answer for Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was still getting his.
Yeah, he was.
Now they're gonna need for Klay Thompson to step up. He's gonna have to be the number 2 option for that team pretty much because him and Curry were off game 2. So, but and credit to the Rockets. I didn't think D'Antoni's a coach of making adjustments, but I think they made one. So let's see if they can carry some momentum.
Well, here's the thing. Where I think the series is going to get really close is if Curry finds his shot and starts scoring some more, and they can find a way to kind of hide him on defense, then I think we're going to have a really good series. I don't think Curry has to be great on both ends of the floor. Because, look, Harden's going to drop 35 whether Curry's 100% healthy or not, whether it's Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, it doesn't matter who it is, James Harden is going to get his 35. Now, will he get the support from Eric Gordon, Capella, those guys? CP3 will obviously do his part, but will those other guys chip in?
No. Chris Paul and Harden scored like 70 points combined in game 1.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the rest of the squad didn't really, do much. And, Kevin Durant was just manhandling everybody that they put on him. So,
man, I know we always say that LeBron James is the best player on the planet, but offensively, I think we say that about LeBron because LeBron does play incredible defense, and his movement of the ball is better than Durant. But if you're talking about pure scoring, man, I don't think there's anyone better than Durant.
He's just so long, man. I mean, and in the post, there's nobody that can guard him.
Yeah, I mean,
he doesn't need to fade away. He just needs to turn around and shoot a jump shot.
It's crazy. It's crazy how smooth he is with the ball. It doesn't matter whether it's in the post or out on the wing. I mean, he's just.
All right, so these next 2 games, how do you see him going between the Warriors? I mean, who do you got? Another split?
I think it's going to be another split. I think this series is going 7.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a couple splits. I would not be surprised to see the Warriors run them out of the building tonight and the Rockets come back and win game 4. And then we got a best of 3 after that. But I think it's going to be, I'm still convinced this series is going 7.
Yeah.
The one thing I have not liked about this series is I can't stand the media, and the narrative after game 1 was just, it was ridiculous. They spoke about the Rockets like they were, my 6th grade basketball team. I mean, it's just ridiculous that they would talk that way about the Rockets. Look, it was a great game by the Warriors, but it was one game.
It was one game,
and all the Rockets have to do, even after losing that game, is win their games here and then win 1 out of 3 in Golden State.
It's funny, isn't it? Usually, you hear the term a lot. It's not a series until the away team has won a game on the other team's home floor. Well, shit. First game, the Warriors won on the road.
Yeah,
So-
and all of a sudden, it wasn't a series.
Exactly.
It was over.
And then what happened? The Rockets won game 2.
Yeah, I mean,
so now what?
I heard a guy on TV say, they asked him, he said, well, your prediction was Warriors in 5. Are you going to change that prediction now? He said, Warriors in 3. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, no.
Really? That's a bit disrespectful to a team that won 65 games and
I agree.
and can shoot lights out. And oh, by the way, beat them 2 out of 3 games during the season.
Yeah.
So they can beat them. Now, I understand that during the season it's a little bit different, but still, come on. And then on the other side,
I don't know what to even think of. This one is just, I don't understand, man.
did we both pick Boston?
No, I did not pick Boston. I picked Cleveland.
I picked Boston.
I picked Cleveland.
I was
don't
looking
know.
like a genius after game 2.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look that up. But I picked Cleveland, and I still think Cleveland's gonna win. It just feels like both teams are Jekyll and Hyde, man. Like you just don't know what you're gonna get out of them.
Well, here's the thing. With both teams, this could be a series that goes 7 games where the home team wins every game, and I'll tell you why. With Boston, you have a young team. Young teams generally play better at home, and the Celtics have very much been that way during the playoffs. And then on the other side, you've got LeBron and a bunch of role players, and role players generally play better at home than they do on the road. So, and that's been the case really throughout the playoffs with Cleveland. They have been very much a Jekyll and Hyde team.
Yeah.
So, I think this could I said Boston in 6 originally, but I could see it going 7 very easily, and I could see the home team winning every single game. But you're right. I hope we get some closer ones because.
Yeah, I mean that was a 30-point blowout. Game 3.
Well, in the first 2 games, they started off close, but by halftime, the wheels were falling off Cleveland, and
Yeah.
Boston was just nailing
And
everything.
look, the key for Cleveland is going to be it's not LeBron, okay? It's not even Kevin Love. It's J.R. Smith. It's Kyle Korver. It's all these other role players because that's exactly what they are. And to be honest with you, when you're on a team with LeBron, you're gonna be a role player, okay? Unless you're Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, right? You're gonna be a role player, or Kyrie Irving. You're gonna be a role player. They just need to step up, man. Plain and simple. There's nothing else to say. You got to hit your open shots.
Yeah,
I mean, geez, he's
taking all of the pressure off of him. Just make a bucket.
Just make the shots, man. You're pros. Just make the shots. And again, I'm gonna keep saying it. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they're gonna have to play like some vets, man. When Al Horford doesn't have a good game, when Morris is not having a good game, these guys are gonna have to step up. And their age may show when, like you say, when they're playing on the road. With the visiting crowd, how are you gonna react? How are you gonna react down 15? Are you gonna be able to make a comeback? Are you gonna have, the it to come and
come back and deal with
come back, or you're just gonna lay down? So
yeah, and I think that's what happens to a lot of young teams is when it gets away from them a little bit, it gets away from them. And that's what happened to them in Game 3. It started to get away, and then all of a sudden it was gone. And there was nothing they could do about it.
Here's another beef I have with Game 3 of the Cavs and Celtics. Well, not with the Cavs and Celtics, but the NBA and football. Please stop scheduling a playoff game on a Saturday night. The games are never good. They are never good. I mean, seriously, if you stayed home, listen, if you're a Boston fan, right, a Celtics fan or a Cavs fan, okay, and you didn't go out anywhere, you decided to make it a Saturday night at home, right, buy you some pizzas. I mean, that must have been a boring night if you were...
Depends on how good the pizza was.
Yeah, that's true. Cleveland, I don't think they have any good pizza.
Boston's got good pizza.
Boston might have some good pizza.
I had some pizza when I was up there. It was good.
But I mean, seriously, stop scheduling a game on a Saturday night. They're never good.
Well, just because the game's not good doesn't mean you shouldn't schedule them.
They are never good.
But
how much of the game did you watch?
It sucked. I didn't watch any of it.
Okay, exactly. I was out bowling with the family. Okay, the game sucked. It was no bueno.
I went to a burger joint. So, my family, we go out to eat quite a bit. And so one of my kids was like, I want a burger. I was like, okay, well, where do you want to go? Red Robin, the usual places. I'm like, screw that. Let's try something different. We're all creatures of habit.
All right.
So got online, started bumping around, and found this place called the Wildcatter Saloon. Now, when you think Wildcatter Saloon, what do you think?
I think I'm about to eat some chopped cat. That sounds Wildcatter?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're driving, and it's like down this little road that's barely paved. And my son goes, if it's in a trailer, I'm not eating there. And I was like, no, it's not in a trailer. I saw pictures online. It looks like a nice place. Huh. We walk in. It's a freaking bar with a food truck in the back. That's awesome. So I'm just like, damn. Well,
they didn't show that in the pictures.
No, in the picture they show you pictures of the food and it looks fantastic. Right. Now, in all fairness, the food was really good from the food truck. We all had burgers because that's what we were craving, right? The burgers were really good, but we were stuck in the bar. And the band's coming in because they're playing, and my son's not quite of bar age, so we're just like, jeez. So we ate. The food was good. The atmosphere, we didn't. They're smoking in there, so we're not big fans of that. And so the atmosphere really didn't do much for us. So we're gonna go back to Red Robin like we normally do on one burger.
I agree.
So I don't have a problem with Saturday night games because I'm not a fuddy-duddy like you are.
Yeah, nah.
What do you care? It's not like you're going out and partying.
If a playoff game of that caliber, a wild card game in football, a conference final game in basketball, I mean, if I stay home on a Saturday night, I want it to be a little better than that.
Yeah, but you don't go anywhere anyway.
Well, I did last night.
Oh, jeez.
I did last night.
Look, what difference does it make if the game's on Thursday and it sucks?
We're not talking about Thursdays here, okay? We're talking about Saturday nights, all right? The fact of the matter is that we went bowling, and I wanted to bowl and watch the game at the same time.
Well, you could have concentrated on bowling.
It doesn't matter. Well, I still suck. It doesn't matter if I concentrate or not.
What'd you bowl?
Yesterday was horrible. It was like 120, 130.
That's not horrible for you.
Yes, it is. I'm usually like around the 140, 150 range.
Dude, you've hit 150 once in your life. If that.
Dude, 150. I could bowl 150.
Yeah, all 3 games added up together.
Probably.
Did you win?
No. Well, no, I did not. No, I did not. No.
With the bumpers?
Of course.
That's how you got to 120.
Of course, the bumpers. What do you think?
That makes complete sense now.
The bumpers, and I used a little thing to put the ball on, and slides down.
The slide down?
Yeah.
I love that thing. I wish I could use it without people laughing at me.
Yeah, bowling. I'm not a huge fan of bowling. It's definitely one of those once in a blue moon.
It's a good night out.
Yeah, it is. It's alright.
It's no shuffleboard. That's for damn sure.
No shuffleboard. No, it's definitely no shuffleboard.
That reminds me, you and I got to get out.
Yeah, we have not done the shuffleboard in quite some time. Yeah, it's been a while, man. I think you're scared to play me a shuffleboard.
I smoke you every time we play.
You got me. You can outdrink me. I think you're scared of the shuffleboard,
I beat you.
Which I understand. Bullshit.
Dude, last time I was hammered and I beat you.
We're going to record one of the games.
There you go. We can do a live podcast from the shuffleboard tables. Why don't they have that on TV?
I don't know. I
guess that's what curling is.
You know what I seen on the 4-letter network the other day?
Oh my goodness.
What is it?
Yes.
What the hell do you call it? Cornhole?
Cornhole.
Oh my God. Shuffleboard is way better than that. Who wants to see that?
But those cornhole guys were balling. Every single shot in the hole.
Screw that. They're a bunch of cornholes.
My God, this conversation has gone off the rails.
It sure has.
This is the Positive Sports Podcast. We're going to talk about sports here. We're talking about cornhole, shuffleboard.
That is. I don't consider that a sport. Just for the record.
What?
That cornhole.
It was on ESPN.
I don't care. That's not a sport.
How long did you watch it?
That's not.
How long did you watch it?
Probably one guy's turn.
No.
No, seriously, one guy's turn. No.
Do you know who won?
It's corny. The guy from Nebraska won.
You did watch it.
Was he from Nebraska? Dude, it's been going on for like 2 weeks.
Is it really?
Yes. I mean, not that I know.
I got the championship.
Not that I watch cornhole.
You do. Don't lie. You're like
No.
me. You're just like me. You sit there and you start flipping channels and you get the ESPN 63 or whatever it is, and you see some off the wall sport. And you're like, oh, that looks kind of interesting.
That looks
I
interesting.
wonder what the rules of this
I
are.
play this at the bar all the time.
That's hilarious. I knew you watched it.
No,
I knew it. I absolutely knew it. So you're not changing your prediction on the Cavs and Celtics?
No.
What about-
Cavs in 6. That's what I said, right?
I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Well, either way, I'm not
We'll go
changing my
back and look.
prediction.
What did you say for the Warriors Rockets? I know you said Warriors.
I
but-
said Warriors in 6. I may
So-
have said Cavs in 7, but I know I said Warriors in 6.
So we're going opposite, and
Yeah.
and you're still comfortable with your pick.
Yes, of course. Of
Okay.
course. I'm more and a not 100% Steve Curry worries me a little more for the Warriors. I'm not worried about the LeBron. I'm
Really?
not worried about that series.
Let's see. For
At
me, I'm in the same boat. I am more worried. Now I picked Rockets in 7, Celtics in 6. I am more worried about my Rockets pick than about my Celtics pick,
Yeah.
only because I think the Celtics are just better than the Cavs at this point. Young team or not, LeBron or not, I just think they are.
Yeah.
Whereas on the other side, I know that the Warriors are good enough to beat the
Right.
Rockets. I don't think the
Agreed.
Cavs are.
Okay. Well, it should be
So-
interesting. Hey, man, those are our predictions for the Eastern and Western Conference Finals. If you guys want to share your predictions with us, hit us up on positivesports10@gmail.com. That's positivesports10@gmail.com. If you want to share your thoughts with either one of us, you can catch my brother Ed on Twitter at eMontana21 or myself on Twitter at Brooklyn Gaucho. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know your predictions. We would like to hear them. We would like to see if they're different, they're the same. Let us know, man. We're all for
And
it.
if you have any wonderful cornhole stories, please feel free to share those with us as well.
Don't talk out of your cornhole.
Hey, so now we've already made it through about a quarter of the season in baseball, right?
Yeah, we have.
So-
we have.
It's a little too early to talk about the playoffs and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You know, the summer's. But what's the biggest surprise for you this at this point in the season? 25% of the season done. What's the biggest surprise for you?
There are so many surprises. I think there's a handful of surprises.
Yeah, there's a handful.
to me. My biggest surprise, I would have to say, are the Houston Astros.
Really?
Yes. Here's the reason why.
Because they won the World Series last year. You know that, right?
And the hangover. And they don't seem to have one. They lead the league in... They don't have a hangover. They lead the league in team ERA.
They got 1, 2, 3
Yeah.
in AR.
They
ERA
lead
leaders.
the league in strikeouts as a pitching staff.
Mm-hmm.
Their whip is under 1. Batting average against... The batters are batting under 200 against this pitching staff.
Wow.
They don't have a hangover, and I'm surprised that they've been able to play this well and to pitch this well. I mean,
Here's where I disagree with you. The hangover usually happens to the losing team, not the winning team. I'm just saying. Usually happens to the losing team, not the winning team. Second, I'm not surprised at all by the Astros. That's a damn good team. Their pitching is a little bit better than I thought.
yeah,
But I still thought they would win the West because I think they have a great balance of hitting and pitching.
Yeah.
Right. The pitching has been light. I mean, historically good.
their best pitcher is not their number 1 from a year ago, Dallas Keuchel. You got Verlander, you got Charlie Morton, and you got Garrett Cole, who was a
Pirate.
A pirate, yeah. I mean,
Not literally a pirate.
No,
He played for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
yeah, this ain't SpongeBob.
I don't. Seems like a nice guy. I don't think he's a pirate.
So yeah, I'm surprised by how well that team and the pitching staff has performed. I really am.
Yeah.
What's your surprise?
Oh, for me, the biggest surprise has got to be the NL East. And the NL East, 4 of the 5 teams are surprising me. Because the Mets surprised me for the first 20 games. Then they surprised me in the exact opposite direction for the next 20 games.
Yeah?
Man, the way they came out of the gates, I was surprised. I was not as high on the Mets as you were, and I was like, this is great. I was in heaven. And then they played miserably bad. And now it's not surprising because they're about a 500 team, which is what I expected, maybe a little bit more than that. And the injury bug has bit them again, which happens every year, so I'm not surprised at all.
Right.
So the Mets have been kind of a partial surprise.
Okay.
The Nationals are the best team in that division, and they're 4th.
Are they?
So there's a surprise. I mean, I don't understand. Well, I do understand. It's a bullpen problem. It's been a bullpen problem for as many years as they've been good, which off the top of my head, at least 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
The bullpen's always been an issue. They keep trying to put Band-Aids on it, and it doesn't seem to work. I don't know who they have making bullpen personnel decisions, but that dude needs to be fired. There's a serious problem there. And then the other 2 teams that are surprising me in the NL East, although not as much, are the Braves and the Phillies.
Yeah.
They're playing really good baseball. They're
are.
young teams. That is the fact that they're playing good baseball, being a young team, is not that surprising. You see that happen every so often. If we had this conversation at the halfway point and we're still talking about the Braves and the Phillies, I'm going to be a little more surprised. But they have been a pleasant surprise. Both teams have a lot of good young players. And I think they're both going to be really good next year, the year after. I think they're going to fall off this year, but so far, man, they've been fun to watch.
Rarely do you have 2 teams in the same division, right? Like you said, young and playing so well. I mean, it's not like they've just started playing well. They've been playing well pretty much all season.
Yeah.
The Phillies started off a little slow, but that was maybe through the first 10 games, maybe, and after that, I mean, they're getting great pitching.
Yeah, they are.
They're getting
everywhere.
They're getting very good
Starting
pitching.
bullpen.
Yes. So I definitely hope they're the ones that have the wheels fall off the bus first, just because I'm a proud Philly hater. So, yeah, I mean, that division's been, I guess, surprising.
Are you really a Philly hater, or is it more that you just don't want to hear from our cousin?
Both.
We got to have that fool on the show one day.
Both. Yeah, we won't make it. One of us won't make it.
I don't think we can fit him and his fat head in this little studio.
Well, if the Phillies keep playing this way, he definitely will have a fat head.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to fit in here.
Now, I must say, out of surprises and predictions, your prediction for AL MVP so far has been pretty spot on. You picked JD Martinez as your AL MVP. He is top 3 in batting average. He is top 3 in home runs, and he is top 3 in RBIs. That's triple crown right there.
Yeah,
and that's out of the majors. So he may be just behind Mookie Betts in one of those. They may be 1 and 2. So he has been a great addition. You called it. So far, it's looking good.
Looks good. Yeah,
looks good.
Yeah. No, look. To get away a little bit from the surprises, no surprise there with JD Martinez.
No.
Now, what is a surprise is the team he left.
Yeah.
I don't recall what you said. Me for sure left him for dead.
Yeah.
They're leading the NL West.
Yeah.
And they're playing good baseball.
Yeah.
So the Diamondbacks seem to not have a problem with JD Martinez being gone. The Red Sox are reaping the benefits just as we expected. Speaking of just as we expected, the AL East.
No, man.
That's going to be fun to watch this summer. That's going to be.
No,
that's going to be fun to watch.
You think it's really fun to watch?
I love it.
See, I'm really past all the Boston Red Sox versus New York Yankees rivalry because I just am. Okay, it's not fun to watch.
Why not?
It's actually boring to watch because we know, and every other predictor, expert, whatever you want to call them, predicted this. This is what we expected. This.
Yeah, but it doesn't take away from the fact that we're going to watch good baseball.
No.
We're going to watch playoff caliber baseball with playoff caliber intensity in July.
It doesn't matter.
I love
you
it.
know what matters? What's gonna matter is if
it
these
matters.
It won't. What's gonna matter is that these two teams will make the playoffs. It's gonna matter once the playoffs start. Let's see when these teams meet.
Look,
if they meet, then that will be
I
that will
disagree with
excite
you.
me.
I'm not a big fan of the whole wild card thing, but it does matter, and it will matter to these teams. There's a big difference between winning your division and getting to rest up a little bit and having a series in front of you against a lesser team, as opposed to one game and you could be done playing game 163, which is bullshit and unfair, but that's the way the playoffs are.
Right.
So it makes a big difference. It's not like it was a few years ago when there was only one wild card. Who cares? You both make it. You're both going to go into a series.
Right.
You're both going to, handle your business there. Now it makes a big difference. You either go into a series or you have a one-game playoff against some team that you just don't know what can happen. Anything can happen on a given day.
It's a one-game
It's
playoff,
baseball, right? So I think it does matter. And that's, look, whether it was predicted or not, I don't care. It's gonna be playoff caliber baseball. It's gonna be playoff intensity baseball, and it's gonna start happening right now. Heck, they almost got into a fight a few weeks ago. I love this stuff.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. The other surprise that we didn't mention, or that I have, that is it's kind of a surprise. It's kind of not the Dodgers. Now, there's a team that I thought might have a hangover,
Right.
and they have. Not so much in terms of the quality of their play, although there has been a little bit of a drop-off there, but also the injury bug has bit them quite badly. They're starting to bounce back a little bit here in the last few games, it looks like, but they're still 5.5 out.
They took a few games from the Nationals. They beat Strasburg and Scherzer,
Yeah,
which
so
is
it
hard
looks
to
like
do.
it looks like they're starting to work their way out of it, but they've had a lot of injuries. Who got benched? Was it Seager or Bellinger?
Bellinger.
Bellinger got benched for not running out a ball or whatever. So, there's some hangover-ish issues on that team that make me worry about them. And it is a little surprising because I thought they'd be better than that. They're not a young team, so I expected them to be able to kind of bounce back and go through the season and win their way through. The other one, it's a surprise, but not a surprise. I could see it going either way. My man, Ohtani.
Man. Yeah?
That guy. I love that guy.
40 games in.
Looking good.
Well, not that he's played in 40 games, but although he could have played in 40 games, right? Because
I wonder if they're going to jack up his games played next year. Because he only plays like 4 out of 6 games. Like, he doesn't play.
I think slowly they will. I mean, you got to remember, he's 24 years old.
So you're going to play him a lot when he turns 40?
No, play him a little more as he gets, hits that peak. Peak of 26, 27 years old, right?
Look, I get it that they're trying to baby him, but I kind of want to see it.
Yeah,
I want to see it.
And I think we will. I think we'll see.
I don't think we will this season.
No, probably not this season. Next season, I think we will.
It's gonna be nice,
and it will make for interesting baseball talk
again. And even this year, as little as he's playing, how is he not the MVP?
Huh?
JD Martinez is great. JD Martinez hasn't struck out anyone this season.
No.
He hasn't. His whip is non-existent.
He's got no whip.
He's got his whip against.
They said Mike Trout is on pace for having like the greatest Major League Baseball season ever.
I looked at his stats,
and I'm like,
he's gonna have a good year.
They're judging it off sabermetrics, which I let's not get into that because I have no idea how that goes.
I can't even spell sabermetrics.
But I'm like, how can you? Why even bring that into play? And he's really not. I don't think he's even batting 300. He may be just under, right? Like 280.
He's batting 290. He's on pace for I think 48 home runs, which is a good number. Good. On pace for 48 home runs and 100 RBI.
And probably a bunch of runs too.
Yeah, a bunch of runs. But that's not. Look, we've seen historically better numbers than that.
And he's batted 300.
Yeah.
Over 300.
Yeah, I don't understand why they're talking like that, but I don't know. Somebody's all excited.
Mm.
Did you see Verlander make a fool out of my man Ohtani the other day?
I did not. I did see him make a fool out of himself when when Robinson Cano, in case you haven't heard, I'm sure you did, got busted for for PEDs, he tweeted out, and here come the excuses. That's what he tweeted out.
Verlander?
Verlander did. Well, he must have short-term memory because one of his compadres back from Detroit were busted for PEDs, and he was the first one to speak out and stand up for the guy. So you kind of look like a fool to me.
Yeah, his comment's not wrong, though.
It's not wrong, but you can't have it both ways either.
His comment is not wrong, but he can't make it. Right? Because, look, when was the last time a guy came out and said, yeah, I tried it.
No.
Shit, I got caught.
Totally agree.
Right?
But
It's always, someone stabbed me in the butt the other day and had steroids in it. I ate some tainted, with the Canelo route, I ate some really bad tacos or something. You know what I mean? Look, these guys always have excuses.
No.
His comment's not wrong.
It's not wrong, but don't make
it.
But don't make it and be hypocritical. You know, when you obviously back your team. If that was your teammate, you would have had his back 100%.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so then just shut up and don't tweet about it.
Let someone else make the comment. Like
Exactly.
Here come the excuses. Where to next?
Oh man, I don't know. Is that it? Is that all the surprises we have for baseball?
Surprises.
I mean, the NL Central has been a surprise. You got like 4 teams within a game and a half.
It's early. Cleveland's in first in the AL Central.
Yo, who do you got, Lindor or Correa? I gotta ask because for the past 2 years I've been saying Correa, but man, Lindor is. I think he's gaining some momentum, man. He's got some pop to his bat that we didn't really see towards the beginning. He's got a great glove. He's got good range. He's got good speed. He can turn a single into a double. He's got some pop in his bat at the leadoff position, too.
Last year, I said Correa.
Yeah, I did, too.
And this year, I say Correa.
I
still think Correa. Look,
I hate switching, but Lindor is kind of winning me over. And to be honest with you, my nephew, your son, is the only one out of the bunch that went with Lindor and said Lindor's the better player. And I may have to side with my 12-year-old nephew.
That's right. We got a group chat going with you, me, our cousin Jay, and my son. And we got into that debate one day.
Oh, yeah.
I was at work.
All of us took Correa.
Yeah, except for my son. My son took Lindor. He's a huge Lindor fan. I like Lindor. Look, I think that all in, I think Correa's a little bit better.
You say that and you're struggling.
It's close. I mean, it is razor close.
It's gotten a lot closer this year.
I think it's gotten closer this year.
Yeah.
But I still think Correa has more power. And I hate to say this because it's not, we're not talking about tennis here, but
I think I know where you're going with it.
Correa has a ring.
But the reason why Lindor might be a little gaining some momentum is not because of that ring that you're talking about. I'll just leave it there.
Oh, maybe Correa's losing some steam because of that ring?
What ring? Well, I didn't say it. There's nothing wrong with that ring. But yes,
no, no.
But yes, Correa does have a World Series ring.
And he's did he get married or is he gonna get married? I know he proposed after the World Series.
Dude, this is not TMZ here. This is not, the gossip.
Oh, I forgot.
Podcast.
This is the Positive Sports
Thank
Podcast.
you very much.
All we talk about here is sports.
Stop talking like you're sucking up helium, okay? You chipmunk.
I think I'm gonna try to do an entire show like that.
That would be cool. I don't know if we probably need like a 300-pound bottle of helium here. I don't know if we can fit it in.
I don't think I could do it. No, I would do it without the helium.
Okay, we would pass out.
Yeah, if we did the helium, we would pass out.
We would last about 3 minutes.
I wonder if I could do that voice for.
Is what she said.
No, I can't. I couldn't do that voice for long.
No.
I think Correa's a little bit better.
Yeah. Okay.
I think he's got a little bit more power. Defensively, the difference is again. I think defensively, Lindor's a little bit better. Offensively, I think Correa's a little bit better. It's awfully close. I would love to have either one of them on my team. I would start my team with either one of them.
All right, real quick. I got an interruption. I just got a text from cousin Jay.
Uh-oh.
Okay, it's a fantasy baseball question. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Max Scherzer for Mike Trout. Do you do it? I know. We're not too big on fantasy, but that's a good.
That is a great question.
and that's a toughie.
It depends on how your fantasy is weighted, right?
Right.
If it's weighted more towards pitchers, then obviously you take Scherzer.
Yeah.
If it's weighted more towards everyday players, then you got to go with Trout, right?
I guess, and it depends what the rest of your team, right?
No, just straight up, right? Like, let's say you have the first pick in the fantasy draft, and those are your two choices.
Yeah. Oof. Man,
Damn, that's a tough call.
Since we're not like fantasy draft, players and stuff like that, would you do it in Major League Baseball?
Oh, Major League Baseball.
Yeah, let's just say, right?
Okay.
Since we really don't.
Well, if I'm the Nationals,
Oh man,
I don't think I do it.
you don't do it.
No, if I'm
Even though
the,
you have Strasburg, the Angels don't have an ace like Scherzer,
they have Ohtani.
and oh yeah,
Pitches once a month. I mean, once a week.
and plays every other day.
Sorry.
That's-
If I'm the Angels, I do it because I do it.
You do it.
I do it because
I would do it too.
Otani's good, but he's not. I don't think he's an ace yet.
I would do it too, and at this point of Trout's career, you're gonna have to. That contract is gonna be 40 million.
Oh
Do you want your eggs in that basket? I mean, he's that good, but I don't know.
If you're the Nationals, do you do it? You say the Nationals already have Strasburg. They
Bro.
also have Bryce Harper.
Exactly. That would be sick.
Yeah, I know, but again, would you rather have two aces or would you rather have two outfielders? I'd rather have two aces.
Yeah, I mean, the playoffs pitching wins, but damn, bro.
Damn, that would.
That's the two best players in baseball.
Yeah, between hitting and pitching, yeah. Well, Clayton Kershaw when he's healthy. Wow, that's a
pretty
great
sick.
debate.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Hey, let us know what you guys think. Scherzer, Trout, who would you rather have on a team? Would you do a trade straight up for both?
Can you imagine?
And for all you fantasy baseball players, is that a trade worth going through with? That's
Wow.
pretty sick.
So, the Vegas Golden Knights, we're talking hockey now. They won today. and No, hockey, not golf.
Isn't that? Don't they like swing the stick?
Yeah, but they don't.
That L-shaped stick.
It's called a hockey
It looks like a boomerang.
boomerang. One end's too long. I wonder what happens if you throw it. The Vegas Golden Knights today won, and so they are going to the Stanley Cup Finals. They will face the winner of the Washington Capitals against the Tampa Bay Lightning. That series is 3-2 Tampa Bay right now. For those of you that don't know, the Vegas Golden Knights are an expansion franchise. This is their first year in existence. That's right, first year. They now have more Stanley Cup Finals appearances than the Cleveland Browns had wins last year, folks.
That is too fun.
I'm sorry, Cleveland, but
Yeah.
I couldn't help it.
That's pretty embarrassing in Cleveland.
Has Cleveland ever been to the Super Bowl?
They can barely win games.
The Vegas Golden Knights have more finals appearances than the Cleveland Browns have Super Bowl appearances.
That is crazy.
It is. Their first year in existence. Is this good or bad for hockey?
It's good for whoever had that ticket and put some money down in Vegas. Is this good for hockey or not? I don't think it is. When you have an expansion team, you are not picking the cream of the crop players. I don't think it's good for hockey. I don't think it's good for the franchise this year. I don't know if it's good for them going forward for long term. For, let's say, for the next 5, 7 years, 10 years. Is this a dynasty caliber team? I don't think it is. I guess it's great for them at the moment, but I don't see long term how it's going to be any good.
I think it's not good for hockey, and I'll tell you why. I think this is the problem that people have with hockey in general. In hockey, you can have a good team And if their goaltender catches fire, they're going to the finals.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened with the Golden Knights. I mean, they gave up 10 goals in 5 games to the Winnipeg Jets in the conference finals. I mean, that's crazy. Marc-Andre Fleury is playing like an 800-pound sumo wrestler. I mean, he is just blocking the entire goal mouth. And it is ridiculous.
And he's not. How old is he? He's up there, isn't he?
I don't think he's
in hockey age. In hockey age.
Oh yeah, he's been around. He's an experienced guy. Yeah. He's been to the Stanley Cup Finals before. You know, he's been on these hot runs before. But teams have gotten rid of him because he's so inconsistent. But he's just blazing hot now, and that's bad for hockey because look, we see it in the NBA. If one guy got hot on, if one guy got hot on the Raptors and they made it all the way to the NBA Finals, the Raptors are a bad example because they actually had the most wins. Well, they're kind of like Vegas, right? Vegas had a very good record during the season, hot goaltender. Now they're going to the finals. It's not crazy that they're going, but they're taking a team that probably is not quite Stanley Cup caliber, and they're riding that goalkeeper to the finals. Right. And I think that's just not good for hockey itself. If you want to get eyeballs, right? What's gonna make bigger eyeballs in the NBA this year? Cavs and Warriors or Rockets and Celtics? Cavs and Warriors is gonna be a ratings bonanza for the NBA.
Which I picked, by the way.
Because the Warriors are must-see TV, and LeBron's on the other side. With the Rockets and the Celtics, they might have been must-see TV with Kyrie, but he's not going to be there. And the Rockets have James Harden, but people aren't really into James Harden for some reason. So, not having that marquee name is a problem for the NHL. And Vegas has none of them. And quite frankly, the ratings are going to be a disaster if Tampa Bay wins. Mm-hmm. Because no one up north is going to watch it.
Right.
Like, who the hell in Minnesota is going to tune in to watch Vegas against Tampa Bay?
Especially when they're playing in Vegas, right?
Right, in Tampa Bay. In Tampa Bay, they're not watching the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's ridiculous. So, I think it's bad for hockey in that sense. It's bad for GMs and head coaches around the league because you have to believe there's going to be owners out there that are going, wait a minute here, Bobby Joe Hockey. Mm-hmm. You've been here for 3 years and you haven't gotten us out of the first round? You're out of here. Look at those guys. They can do it. In 1 year they did it.
Right.
They did it with a bunch of expansion players. You, out of here. So I think it's going to be bad for head coaches and GMs in hockey because now the expectation is going to be, hey, what are we doing here? It's been 3 years since we've been out of the first round. We got to make it to the finals.
Yeah, me personally, I like to see a team come from the bottom and kind of work their way up. You don't hardly you see a team, an expansion, you hardly see it, right? An expansion team win in their first year. I just don't think it'll be good long term for the team. I just really don't.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think next year a lot of those guys are going to come down to earth and they're going to be terrible. Maybe not terrible, but they're going to struggle to make the playoffs.
But for now, it's great for Vegas, great for the team, great for the city of.
It's to kind of bring things full circle a little bit. You know how their season started, right? Their season started dealing with the shooting of that idiot.
Yeah.
From the Vegas hotel.
Yeah.
Isn't that something? Isn't that terrible?
Yeah.
But that's how their season started.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many teams rally around something negative, and turn it into a positive. And I'm happy for Vegas that they've been able to do that. But I mean, you see the examples all the time. The Boston Red Sox did it after the Boston Marathon bombing.
Yep.
The Houston Astros did it last year after Hurricane Harvey. It's amazing how teams just become galvanized by the tragedies that hit their cities, and it's, to me, quite frankly, it's great to see athletes be a part of their communities and really step up and help the communities heal. It's such a positive feeling. It's really wonderful to see another guy that does it, and we sing his praises here all the time, and quite frankly we should sing his praises all the time around the country. JJ Watt.
Yeah. JJ
Watt started off trying to raise $1 million after Hurricane Harvey. That's all he wanted to do, was raise $1 million. He ended up raising $37 million. I mean, just amazing. And he was out there working. And now he's paying for the funerals of these Santa Fe, the people from the Santa Fe shooting. I mean, he's just a super great guy. I love it when we see athletes be a part of their community and help their communities heal and help their communities beyond the tragedies that afflict them at times. And it's extremely special to see. And I my hat's off. And for that, I will be rooting for the Vegas Golden Knights during the Stanley Cup Finals.
Good deal.
I love the Stanley
I'll
Cup
be fine
Finals.
if they win. I probably won't watch a lick of the Stanley Cup Finals, but
Oh, it's the finals. I love the finals. The intensity of the finals is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
yeah,
Hockey.
it's hockey.
Hockey's
Full
great.
contact sport.
Yep.
So what's up, man? Ready to wrap it up? Or you got
Sure thing.
or you got anything else?
No. No, I don't have anything else. You got a shout out today?
My shout out goes to
Thank
a
God.
young. Oh, never mind. I forgot to shout out. My shout out goes to a young man, 12-year-old Little League baseball player who plays for the Katy Outlaws, which is just outside of Houston.
Trying to be nice.
My shout out goes to my nephew. He had a baseball game this week, and the game was tied at 3. It was a playoff baseball game. He was up, runners on second and third. There was 2 runners on. I can't remember what bases.
First and second.
First and second. And he got a pitch that he just manhandled a little bit too high, but he caught it straight away, center field. My man, you missed it. Shame on you. But it gave me absolute goosebumps. I pretty much am a baseball player through my nephew. I mean, that is clutch. I don't care what major leagues, minor league. It's a playoff baseball game. And for a little leaguer to hit a home run like that to straight away center field, it must be, 250 feet?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think it's 240.
Yeah, I mean, that's impressive. To give the team the lead, they ended up winning the game. One of his teammates had 2 home runs in the game, both to left field. I mean, it was a great display of offense from 12-year-olds. It was pretty cool. So, shout-outs to my nephew. Keep up the good work and practice hard.
Yeah. I have watched easily 95% of my son's games. And I got stuck working late the other night. I was on my way, and all of a sudden my phone just blew up. I got a whole bunch of text messages, and I was like, what the hell? And I look at it, and I got goosebumps just reading it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Because my brother gave me the play-by-play and all the gory details. And so, yeah, go figure I missed it.
Next time.
That's in that 5%. It's not his last.
No, it won't be his last.
He works hard at his craft. He works really hard at baseball and at hitting especially.
Yeah.
He went through a bit of a slump earlier this season, and man, he was working on it all the time. So, well, that's good. My shout out goes to. So, before I give my shout out, I'm gonna preface. I'm gonna give a little lead in.
Okay.
So I'm a runner. I run long distances, right? I run marathons. I do speed work. So I get on the track, and sometimes the workout is an 800 meter sprints with some recovery, sometimes 1600, sometimes 400. And here in Houston, especially in the summer, it is hot.
No.
And I go out there and I run my ass off. I run with a group. And every now and then you see a guy who just runs a little too hard and loses it. Loses it how, you say? Gets done with his sprint, bends over, and hurls. And I've always thought, damn, that's cool. I know that's kind of sick, but I think that's pretty cool. And I'm especially impressed by the guys that puke and continue. So, this week I came across a little story. Pitcher from Rhodes University in a Division III playoff game. pitcher by the name of Nick Bosma. He leads the league in saves.
Okay.
He comes in the ninth inning against Franklin University, or Franklin College. He comes in against them to protect a 4-2 lead in the ninth. He pitches to the first batter. He walks him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kidding. He gets the ball from the catcher, turns around, walks to the back of the mound, and just lets it fly.
Wonder what it was.
I mean, I don't know what it was. But I mean, and it wasn't like just a quick whoosh and that was it. No, he was bent over for like a good 10 seconds. Stood up, took a couple steps, and then bent over and puked again.
Whoa.
So much so that the first baseman was smart. He's like, wait, time, right? Because it's a live ball. The player could have gone a second. Comes over to him. The third baseman, you can hear him frantically calling the manager. The coaches come out. By the time they get to him, he's finally finished puking the second time. And he waves them off. He's like, no, I'm fine. And the umpire says, oh, well, you want a couple warm-ups or whatever? He's like, fine. Throws a couple warm-ups, mows down the rest of the inning, and preserves the 4-2 win for Rhodes University. So my shout-out today, Nick Bosma, you are the man. Pitch, puke, pitch some more. I love it.
That's pretty cool.
I know.
That's a pretty good slogan right there. Pitch, puke, pitch some more.
That's a T-shirt.
Yeah, that's a T-shirt,
Hey,
bro.
Nick, make that T-shirt, brother. And, royalty checks can be sent to... you got anything else?
That's pretty cool. Nah, man, nothing else. I think we're done.
That sounds like a wrap. Santa Fe, we love you. Stay strong. And with that, folks, we've come to the end of another episode. If you want to get a hold of the episode, you want to share your thoughts and comments with us, you can email the show at positivesports10@gmail.com. Positivesports10@gmail.com. If you want to get a hold of my brother, you can do so at...
Don't be a leader, be a follower. Follow me on Twitter at Brooklyn Gaucho.
And finally, if you want to get a hold of me, Nick Bosma, you want to talk to me about some T-shirts, hey, you can hit me up on Twitter at eMontana21. And with that, we've come to the end of another fabulous episode. Folks, it's been a pleasure being with you, speaking with you this evening. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it as always. Mm-hmm. But more importantly, as always, ignore the negativity. Be the positivity.
Peace.